Dcryptofan, what's going on, beautiful people? What's going on? What's going on? It's Friday. What's going on? We got a lot to talk about. I know we already talked about Ripple, Prime, and the DTCC, and we also talked about Coinbase. But I wanted to revisit that because I wanted to put those two together, and I wanted to go over why the DTCC was started. So I wanted to go over all that, man. It's Friday, so you know what I'm saying? Let's revisit. We had a lot. We talked about a lot this week, so I know it's a lot to absorb. So I said, let's take a time to go back over everything. We talked about a lot this week. You know what I'm saying? Happy Friday. What's going on, Julia? What's going on? What's going on? I'll tell you about we talked about a lot from this week. So I wanted to go over everything we talked. It was a lot of talking. We talked about Canton. We talked about the Clarity Act. We also talked about what else did we talk about? Prime, Ripple Prime. We also talked about Coinbase. We talked about Kraken. Oh my Lord, man. This is a long week. We had a lot. We talked about a lot this week, man. It was a lot this week, man. It was a lot, man. So I want to recap the week because it was a lot to absorb. Okay. So if you just tuned in, Dcryptofan, what all we do is talk crypto, make it easy for you to learn, no cap, no hype. You know what I'm saying? We're going to recap this week. If you just tuned in and you're watching this on YouTube, we're live on 7:30 on TikTok. You come join us, you know what I'm saying? So let's get to it, man. So it was a lot like Julia said, it was a lot of information this week. It was a lot to absorb. I was like, you know what? It was so much to absorb. I was like, you know what? Don't come with no new information. Let's go ahead and take a recap of what we talked about this week. So first, I want to start, and I have a killer episode coming out tomorrow, talking about the DTCC, which let me tell you something, man. I didn't even know it was that deep. Let me tell you, I went digging because I wanted to understand how the brokerage, Ripple Prime, the brokerage, the hidden road that back in July, Ripple bought a company called Hidden Road. It was a brokerage. So what happens is this brokerage allows institutions to go ahead and buy derivatives, buy crypto, and buy FX. So that's what this company did. So what happened is XRP, Ripple, instead of them trying to reinvent the wheel, they went and bought Hidden Road. And they bought the Hidden Road for $1.25 billion. Then in October, they came and renamed the Hidden Road Ripple Prime. Okay? So mind you, once again, what does Hidden Road do? Hidden Road does derivatives, FX, and also crypto. And they do 300 institutions. Okay? And they also do about $3 trillion a year when Coinbase bought them. When Ripple bought them for $1.25 billion. At that time, good evening, Jay. Good evening. At that time, that was the highest purchase at that time. So let's keep it going because we went over it, but I want to get real deep like the abyss. I want to get real deep into it because we talked about it. We talked about a lot this week, and I know it was a lot to absorb. There was a lot of information, so I want to get back into the Coinbase with the Ripple Prime. But before we get into the Coinbase Ripple Prime, I want to rewind and go into Ripple Prime and the DTCC and then the NSCC. It's very important that we get into that. So let me get that article. Okay. All right, so now Hidden Road officially goes live on SEC. All right, means that XRP now this means Ripple Prime is now listed with the NSCC and the Deposit Treasury and Clearing Corporation. So basically, what the DTCC, the Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation is, and the NSCC, these are very two important things. Okay, so now back in the day, All right, y'all gonna like this story right here, man. Wait till y'all watch the episode. Yeah, I did the episode earlier. I'm gonna put it out tomorrow morning. I usually don't put out episodes in the weekend, but I like this one here. So basically, the Depository Trust, the FTCC, and the NSCC, the National Trust Clearing Corporation. So what happened was back in the day, all right, let me take down memory lane. So in 1960, right, they had a paper crisis. Yeah, like what the hell's a paper crisis, right? So what happened was back in the days when you just do stocks, you know, when you watch some old movies, when you do stocks, they hand you the paper, you buy the stock, here's the paper. Buy the stock, here's the paper. So literally, you buy stock, that would be your receipt. They hand you a paper, that's the receipt of that stock you bought. Okay, literally, they hand you a piece of paper, that's what you bought, that was your stock. Y'all understand, there was always computers all the time now. Yeah, chill. This texting got everybody spoiled, but let me tell you. So what happened is you buy stock, they hand you a piece of paper, right? So what happened was in the 1960s, there was a boom, okay? They just started doing the stock market, started doing high volume. It exploded. They couldn't keep up with it. It was moving too fast. The stock market was growing. So what happened is a lot of companies and institutions were losing money because they couldn't keep up with the paper. They literally had rooms full with paper. And then a lot of companies was losing their trades, losing sales. So they were losing money because they couldn't keep up with all the paper. So what happened was a bank finally folded. Yeah, because what happened was while you're trying to find that paper, these banks, they ain't paying up. So banks weren't trusting each other. So in 1960s, that's what they call the paper crisis. Okay. And then 1970, they came out with the DTC, all right? The Depository Trust Clearing. Okay. Sorry, the Depository Trust Company. Okay. So now what happened is that took it from paper to electronic. So now they went from paper to electronic. So now when you did the trade now, there wasn't more paper. You did electronically. So now they could keep up with all the trades. You got me? They came out with that in 1973. Okay? Let's keep it going. Oh, you're going to learn something today. I want digging deep on this now. I want digging because I want to make sure that I understand this correctly. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a lot of information. So I want to make sure that we all on one page because we talked about a lot this week. So I want to break it down. I'm down 75 this week. It's my portfolio. What do I do? You down 7,500 this week. Man, I'm down like 140, 150, man. You tell me what you do. You know what I did? I want to tell you what I did. I kept buying. Don't keep up with me, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real with you, nephew. But let's keep it. Let me keep. So let me tell you what this is here, right? So now, I'm just keeping it 100 with you now. I ain't gonna hold you now. I'm just being 100 with you, nephew. You know, it's Dcryptofan. I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm down. You know what I'm saying? But I've been buying. But let me tell you something. This is why I'm reporting this news. This is what we're talking about right now. This is why I'm reporting news. So let's get back to it. So now, like I was telling you, there was a paper crisis. They couldn't keep up with the stocks. So the DTC came out from paper to electronic. So now they can keep up with the trades. You got me? So then that came out in 1973. And make sure that's the right time. I want to make sure because I want to give you out the wrong time. Because first it came out in 1970, but when it came out to the pub, 1973. Let me just make sure. I don't want to tell y'all the wrong thing now. Wait 1 second here. Wait 1 second. Okay, yes. So the Depository Trust Company came out 1973. Then in 76, they created the NSCC. Okay, the national, what is it? Wait 1 second. Let me make sure. The National Security Clearance. I want to make sure I'm saying yes. The National Securities Clearing Corporation. So what they do, they make sure after you make the trade, they make sure who gets the money. So basically, let's say we rolling dice, right? Say we rolling dice. All right. We're rolling dice. So now we have the casino. The casino's holding the money. The NSC is basically the referee. They make sure who gets paid. Okay? That's what they do. So they came out in 1976 to make sure that, let's say a company was worth $500 million. They went down. They put a $50 million trade. The NSCC says, no, we got the money. We're holding that money. So even if you go down, they paying it out. You understand? This is different. So this is wild now. So here's why things get crazy. Because see that DTCC that I'm telling you about? Appreciate the love. That DTC that I'm telling you about, that handles all the money, they handle that $3 quadrillion. That's 3 quadrillion. So people don't understand that as 3,000 trillion. 3 quadrillion is 3,000 trillion. Yeah. That's what they manage. So every time so the DTC, anytime you do a stock, that's them that make sure that stock goes through. They make sure they take the notes. And then the NSCC, right? They make sure they clear the money. They call it clearing house. They clear the monies. Okay, and this is very important for you to understand, because then you got to go to Coinbase, because the same technology that they use now for fiat and traditional finance, that Ripple Prime is now taking that same movement over the blockchain. But instead, they're doing it with a node clear. This thing gets ill now. So follow the story now. So let me get back to the story. So 1973, they come up with DTC that manages money, that takes it from paper trades to electronics. Not digital yet, electronic. See, we didn't get to digital yet. This is where tokenization comes to digital. See, you see how the evolution comes? And this is why I want to tell y'all a story. See how we ain't talking tokenization yet. But I just want to show you the evolution, how this is happening in real time. That's why I'm telling you the years. 1973, taken from paper trade, from us handing papers. All right? 1976, put the boy there to make sure that money goes through. You heard me? Now, this is wild stuff now. So now, 1999, guess what happens? They combine them. They combine that DTC and that NSCC to one company. So all they did was that instead of calling it DTC, they call it DTCC. They just added C for clearance. Clearing that money. They should have called it for cash, but that's what it is. So what they did, they combined it together in 1999. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you learned something new today, huh? Luda one. Yeah, you learned something new. So this is what it is. So now, follow me now. The story gets even better. So now Ripple, which is XRP's, which the company that owns the majority of XRP, is Ripple, right? What they did, they went and brought a brokerage called Ripple Prime. But first it was called Hidden Road. Hidden Road, remember what I told you. Hidden Road does derivatives, FX, and then does crypto. They went and bought that. They bought that for $1.25 million in July. So now Ripple Prime just got listed with the NSCC. So now that says that Ripple Prime, the brokerage, can now settle money and put trades with the DTC. Remember the accountant that handles all the trades? And then guess what? Now they could do with the clearance. NSC. Remember, they clear the money. They pay it out. So now they listed so they can get paid out by the NSCC. Then they can go ahead and put in trades with the DTCC. DTC runs all the stocks market in the U.S. You get me now? They run all, every time you do a trade, they the one that keep the bookkeeping on that. They keep the counting. All the U.S. trades you get it? That's what the DTC is. So now Ripple Prime, which Ripple bought, can now put in trades with them boys and get paid by the NSCC clearance. They move $3 quadrillion every year. That means they move 3,000 trillion worth of trades in the market every year in the U.S. You follow me? And Ripple Prime, the company that was Hidden Road that Ripple bought, now they connected to that monster where they could do the trades. You get me? And you follow me? Now this is how it gets even iller. We're not talking about if Ripple Ripple Prime now could choose what they want to settle with. So Ripple Prime could settle the transactions, because remember, the clearance, they pay out the money. But the clearance, once they pay out the money, it takes 1 or 2 years. 1 or 2 days, not 2 years, sorry. 1 or 2 days. Because what happened is that they got to make sure that trade went through, that transactions followed. You already know. Hello, America. Appreciate that, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? So now, instead of settling in 1 or 2 days, Ripple Prime, of course, could say, you know what? We'll just settle on XRP Ledger. Boom. Boom. Now, if these companies see Ripple Prime, a brokerage, moving that money with no problems and moving it fast and not waiting 1 or 2 days and seeing the fees, low cost fees, you don't think that's going to pick on? You don't think that's going to get on? You understand? This is what I'm talking about. And remember now, Ripple Prime, and if you're using RLUSD as collateral in Ripple Prime, you can go ahead and trade 24 hours and get that money fast on that trade. Okay? This is different. Okay? So you understand that now. So you guys understand what I'm talking about? Are y'all following me, what this is? So remember now, what was the DTC? The depository, let me make sure I say it right now. I want to say it, make sure, because cats will chop you up. All right? The Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, DTCC. They were built for, once again, the paper crisis. Literally, this was a paper crisis. Literally, cats did trades. There was too many trades. There was an explosion. It was a boom. They were literally running out of trades. Trades were stacked up in a room where they couldn't even get to them. Where they literally had people working night and day, not even going home, trying to get all the money. Listen, literally, institutions and banks were defaulting because they couldn't keep up with it. So that's why 1973, DTC, Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. They make sure they kept accounting on all the bets. You know what I'm saying? It's like going to casino. You got the bookmaker. He takes in, puts on a computer. He keeps all the bets. All right. Then now, the NSC is the referee. He say, hold on now. Seller, you make it. Buyer, you got your money there? All right, chill. Who won? Whew, you win. Hey, chill out. Back up. You get paid. Or chill out, you back up, you get paid. He makes sure that everybody gets paid. That's what it is. So now XRP, Ripple Prime, what they did, they got a brokerage that now you can come and bet. So now you can go bet through them. So now you can go join that $4 trillion monster in bets. And now you can set your bet through Ripple Prime. You understand? DTC still gonna hold the monies, and NSC still gonna see who gets the trade and who's gonna get paid out. Once he decides gets paid out, go through Ripple Prime. Ripple Prime now could choose what the settlement is. Remember, clearing is one thing, but settlement, you could choose a different settlement. And Ripple is the fastest. Ripple RLUSD collateral on RXP Ledger is the fastest way. You see? That's what that is. All right. So I hope y'all understood exactly what that connection is when you're talking about Ripple Prime being connected to that monster, to that machine, to Wall Street. That's basically connected to Wall Street. $3 quadrillion. That's $300 trillion. Understand what I'm saying? The levels. You understand the levels? There's levels to it. All right? Now, let's go to the next part of this. Ripple Prime again, because I want to go through the first part so you can understand the second part. Okay? So now Ripple Prime and Coinbase. I want to get with this now. All right? So Ripple Prime offers institutions derivatives and futures through Coinbase. You got me? Let's keep it going, man. This gets wild now. So Ripple Prime Brokerage now offers XRP futures to Coinbase platform. And you understand what futures are? Futures is basically a bet that you make. You go ahead and you make a bet. It's a contract that you make that either say if you were doing on, first of all, it's 4 coins. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, XRP. Those are the 4 that Ripple Prime is allowing trade their institutions to go ahead and do futures on. So this is a contract that says in the future, XRP is going to be worth $5. The other person says, well, XRP is going to be worth $8. That's the future that you guys betting on. So basically, nobody actually owns XRP. You're betting on the price of the XRP. So what happens is Prime now is giving that to institutions. Before, institutions couldn't get to Bitcoin and Ethereum because there was no regulations. Now you have a company that's compliant and that's already regulated. So they could use Ripple Prime to get to that Bitcoin, to get to that Ethereum, and get to that Solana. All right. Now remember, I just told you about that connection with the DTC and the NSCC. All right. But let me tell you, this gets crazy now. So check this out. Let's keep it going. Remember what I told you about the DTCC and the NSCC. Remember. All right. So let's keep it going. So now Ripple is pushing deeper institutional market integration, derivatives, trading, and Coinbase directly into Ripple Prime platform. So remember what derivatives are? Basically what you're betting on. That's what it derives from. So basically, let's say you was betting on, let's just say right here, you was betting, okay, let's say you was betting that I was bald, right? Let's just say you was betting I was bald, right? So the bet derives from me being bald. That's what it is. That's what derivative is. It derives what the bet is based on. That when I say derivative, that's what it's about. What is it based on? You got me? Just to make sure y'all follow me, okay? So derivatives contract will be keeping. So, the reports the move allows institution clients to access Coinbase's full range of crypto derivatives contracts while keeping clearing, financial, and risk management with Ripple brokerage framework. So basically, they'll use Ripple Prime, the brokerage, to go ahead and get to these derivatives. You follow me? I hope y'all following exactly what I'm saying. I hope I ain't moving too fast for y'all. Let me see. Colorado says, dang, actually good. Let's say Colorado Average says, dang, this is actually good news. It's legit. Colorado says, XRP holders deserve this, but hopefully that helps the token price holders need to win. Listen, look when I told you that. Remember when I told you that? Look at the other episode. I think it's 4 episodes when I explained to you that Brad Garlinghouse explained that XRP is the North Star. Look at that and I'll show you exactly what it means. But let me keep it going now. So here goes. The move allows institutional clients to access Coinbase's full range of crypto derivatives contracts while keeping clearing financial risk management with Ripple brokerage framework. Now, let me show you how this goes now. So here, I'm going to show you how XRP comes into all of this because everybody wants to know how XRP price moves with all of this. So I'm going to break it down so y'all can see exactly how it works. All right, so let's take a look at this so y'all can understand how XRP fits in this. Now, through the integration, Ripple Prime users can trade nano Bitcoin, nano Ethereum futures, along with contracts tied to XRP and Solana. Okay, these small size contracts are designed to give institutional greater flexibility when managing exposure, allowing traders to enter positions with more price risk control. Okay, this is what it's talking about. This is different now. So imagine now, they're taking traditional finance. They're taking traditional finance and bringing them to blockchain technology. This is what they're doing. Watch, keep it going now. So let's go keep it going now. However, the derivatives operate regulated environment overseen by Commodities Future Trading Commission. Listen, moreover, derivatives. Remember derivatives. Remember we talking about commodities? This is what on XRP's under. This is what Bitcoin's under. Okay? This is what Ethereum's under. You saying, how did Solana and XRP get there? You remember what I reported to you. Those ETF coins that made it before January 1st, those coins that got ETFs, HBAR, Solano, Litecoin, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Which one am I missing? Solano. They all considered commodities because they had ETFs before January 1st. So this is why they're under the commodities, futures and trading. That's why they're under the CFTCC. Understand? This is why now. This is why. Pay attention. This is, let me tell you, this story is crazy. This is crazy. So right now, check this out. So now they're under commodities. This is why, understand this. This is why Ripple spent $200 million. XRP spent $200 million to be considered a commodities, to be under the jurisdiction of the Commodities Future Trading Commission, the CFTCC. Understand me? Follow me now. So ensuring compliance will still enable round-the-clock trading through key futures of global crypto marketing. Understand what I'm saying? This is wild. So here's the part that gets wild now. Remember when I told you about XRP, right? Remember I told you about the DTCC? Remember, they hold $3 quadrillion. And then when I tell you the NSCC, they make sure that on trades, on stocks, ETFs, that everybody gets paid, right? Now watch this. Things get wild. So now a major development happened with a partnership, Ripple's new position inside clearing ecosystem. The clearing ecosystem, the company has officially become the clearing member of Nodal Clear. Nodal Clear, this is what happens. Nodal Clear enables institution clients to have access to Coinbase derivatives through the clearing house, settlement, risk management infrastructure. You understand? So the NSCC is the clearing house for stocks and ETFs. Nodal Clear is the clearing house for blockchain and crypto. You got me? And Ripple Prime got a partnership with both. You understand me? This has got crazy. So now, listen. So they got two clearing houses. So they got a clearing house that stocks. These guys is wild. Let me tell you, Brad House and them boys is some smart boys over there. Very, very, very smart. So check this out. So Brad and them boys, they went ahead and they got a clearing house that clears money for stocks and ETFs. Then they went and got a clearing house, right, that does derivatives, FX, and crypto. Wow. Wow. You see that? You see what they did? They made sure that they're going to get paid. They made sure Ripple Prime, the brokerage, they make sure they're getting paid on both sides. So now that when you with that clearing house, that means that money is getting clean. So when you make that bet on Bitcoin, you ain't no more playing with the decentralized world no more. You're dealing with you're doing decentralized bets with TradFi money that's backed. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. This got wild. So now this Prime, Ripple Prime, this brokerage that they bought could now get paid with stocks, go on Coinbase, because institutions can't go to Coinbase. They got to go through Ripple Prime because Ripple Prime is compliant. It's regulated. It's already passed the laws. It's already been doing this. Those institutions can't go straight to Coinbase. Coinbase ain't compliant. That's what the difference is. So now, let's say you want Bank of America. Bank of America can just go to Coinbase and do futures and derivatives. they got to go through a brokerage. So you go through Ripple Prime. That's a brokerage you go through right there. You got me? Let's keep it going. All right. So, all right. You got me? You got me. Yeah. Y'all follow me now, huh? This gets deep, huh? This get really deep. You see how we brought that together? That was somebody would say land the plane. There you go. Listen, the major development behind the partnership, Ripple's new position in clearing ecosystem. The company has officially become the clearing membership of Nodal Clear, enabling institutional client access to Coinbase derivatives through the clearinghouse settlement with risk management infrastructure. Paul Kozan, the chairman and CEO of Nodal Clear, welcomed the collaboration. We are pleased to welcome Ripple as a new clearing member of Nodal Clear. Remember, Nodal Clear, they clear the monies. Okay? Now wait till I get to where the XRP gets into this. I didn't leave XRP out yet. Wait till I get to this. Let's get all in this, right? Because y'all got to understand this. So now look, so Nodal Clear, through the relationship, the Ripple client can now officially access full suite of Coinbase derivatives contracts. All right? So now Ripple Prime can go ahead to go through Coinbase and do derivatives contracts and make the bet. And you know why they can make the bet? Because Nodal is going to clear the money. You understand? You understand what I'm saying? So now Nodal Clear is basically the house. They're holding the money. So when Coinbase does derivatives, Nodal will hold that money. And we basically saying, yeah, I hold that money, don't worry, you're going to get paid. So now when you have the institutions make the bet through to Ripple Prime, Nodal's going to pay that. Nodal's going to pay that money out. Basically, they're a casino. They hold house money. Yep. That's what happens. Coinbase is a casino. The institutions can't go through the casino like that. So what they got to do, they got to go through a brokerage. They got to go through Prime, Ripple Prime. Ripple Prime's like, oh, no. Don't worry about it. You ain't got to go through the table. Just go ahead and make that bet right here. We're compliant. We follow the rules. We'll go deal with Coinbase for you. And we ain't got to deal with Coinbase if Coinbase will act funny. Because now Nodal Clear, they the one that's holding the money. They the one that's making sure the bet is good. They the clearance. They're going to clear the money. So when we make that bet with Coinbase that Bitcoin is going to be this price or that price in the future on that contract, Nodal's going to make sure we get paid. Feel me? Now, he goes, what's crazy? Let's keep it going. Wait. I want to finish this up. Then I'm going to tell you about how XRP plays the game. This is where the ill play comes in. So, right, from Coinbase perspective, the partnership reflects a growing institutional demand, regulated crypto future products. Boris Lively, head of U.S. Futures Exchange at Coinbase, noted that the collaboration helps broaden the market as well, maintaining strong liquidity and regulatory safeguards. The Hidden Road powers the engine. The expansion is powered by Ripple's early acquisition of the Hidden Road Partners, which now operates under Ripple Prime brand. Remember, they changed the name. They bought them in July, changed the name in October to Ripple Prime. Ripple Prime acting as a future commission merchant. Listen what they said. Ripple Prime brand acting as a future commission merchant. Okay, basically like, yo, we don't own, that's Coinbase over there. We're just a merchant. We're just connecting you to the bet. That's you just the bookie. They're the bookie. That's what they are. So let's keep it going, right? So listen. So the platform offers the platform offers institution services such as clearing, financing, and prime brokers acquisitions. The Prime has already become the major institutional trading hub, reportedly clearing more than 3 trillion transactions last year. So basically, with them doing trading between FX and crypto And what else they do? FX, crypto, and derivatives. They traded $3 trillion last year. They ain't like that 3,000 trillion that DTC is talking about. Let's put the perspective. That's 3 trillion. They got 3 quadrillion over there. $3 quadrillion is basically 3,000 trillion. You talking about 3 trillion? That's 3,000 trillion, folks. That's what I'm trying to tell you how heavy this information is. Okay? All right, so now listen. Noah Kemmel, president of Ripple Prime, said Coinbase integrated the strengths of Ripple's ability to serve global institutions, offering a full suite at Coinbase derivatives contracts. Ripple Prime, robust clearing framework, underscores commitment delivering increased market access to efficiency and infrastructure globally, he said. Okay? Let me tell you. I'm going to tell you how things start getting crazy, right? So Coinbase partnering is just one of the pieces that Ripple brought a push to build institutional crypto infrastructure, all right? So now, here's how things get crazy. So now, when Ripple Prime comes on board, and you see how remember I told you the settlements take 1 to 2 days to settle? So now, Ripple Prime could choose to use settlement to XRP Ledger. And XRP Ledger, once you use the XRP Ledger and you want to use, let's say, RLUSD as collateral, now you're using XRP to move this monies. So now, if these institutions see Ripple Prime, the brokerage, moving this money with XRP Ledger with no spillage, money's coming in, money's coming out, they're getting paid. It's less fees, it's faster. You don't have to hold up, front load any money, do no collaterals. I mean, RLUSD will be your collateral. Now you could do trades 24 hours. You wouldn't have to wait. Now the settlement time after the clearing, let's just say after Nod clears it, does the clearinghouse, or NSCC clears it, you could use XRP Ledger to do the settlement. That's where things get crazy. That's when things get crazy. Because if you're using XRP to move any part of that quadrillion as far as settlement, that's a game changer. You remember how we talk about crypto getting to $100 trillion? You remember how we talking about $100 trillion? You remember how we talking about crypto? Oh, crypto gonna get to $100 trillion. They move a freaking $3 quadrillion yearly. That's $300 trillion they moving. You're talking about different type of numbers, man. Woo. If you can get 1% of that, you wildin'. 2% wildin'. It just, math is crazy on that. The volume, the velocity is just crazy on that. But just wanted to go over that because we talked about that and just want to explain to y'all how this thing could work. Because we talked about a lot of stuff this week. We talked about Canton, but I really wanted to get into that DTCC and NSCC and understand that. And then understand that Coinbase. Because now you got Ripple Prime letting institutional bet. That's basically what they're doing. They're allowing them to bet on futures and derivatives through Coinbase. And the coins are Bitcoin, Solana, Ethereum, and XRP. Folks, there's 20,000 coins out there. They only pick 4. There's only 8 ETFs. There's 20,000 coins out there. They only pick 4. For the ETFs that got pushed in January 1st, there was only 8. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, HBAR, XRP, Litecoin, Doge. What else you want? Did I say Solana? Did I say Solana? Listen, man. Damn, listen, man. Link, Chainlink. Thank you, man. I always forget Chainlink. Thank you, Martin, man. I always forget Chainlink. Now, unfortunately, XLM ain't in there. Avalanche ain't in there. But Link is definitely in there. Avalanche ain't in there. XLM in there. But Link is definitely in there. Thank you, Martin. Appreciate you. I always forget Link. Why I always forget Link? I don't know why I was there. And I love Link. I just started getting Link like crazy. But I always forget Link. It's crazy. But those are the coins that got the ETFs. You know what I'm saying? That's what that is. Yeah, no, I know, right? XLM is there, and then XLM's not there, but Doge is there. Very wild, very wild. HBAR is definitely there. HBAR is 100% there, and HBAR is doing a lot of things. Oh my lord, HBAR has been on fire too, man. With Australia, let me tell you, man, it's crazy. Doge made it though, man. Doge made it. Doge made it. I can't explain it. XLM didn't make it, but Doge made it. ADA didn't make it, but Doge made it. Very wild. Very, very wild. I own Doge too. I own a lot of Doge. I mean, I'm happy about it, but I don't get it. I'm lost. A lot of people say Elon Musk. I don't know. Wait 1 second. They put my hat on. They put my hat off. A lot of people saying Elon Musk, but I don't know. I don't know if it's Elon Musk. I don't know. That one's a wild one. I don't know if that's Elon Musk. That I don't know. I really don't know, man. I'll be holding. Let me tell you, I ain't gonna hold you on that one, man. But anyway, I wanted to get into that, and then also, let me tell you, man. I don't really get into any price predictions, but boy, they got so many price predictions out there. It's crazy, man. I don't really get into that. I don't really get into all that stuff right there. I want to see. I want to see. I want to see the plumbing go down. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I want to see. But they talking about Binance. Binance coming down that XRP is leaving the exchange. So basically, when they say XRP is leaving the exchange, meaning people are taking the XRP and they're putting it in cold wallet. Plus, with the price going down, that's what it is, man. That also happens there. But right now, we're watching infrastructure happen in real time. That's why I just wanted to go over that, because I know we talked about a lot this week. You know what I mean? Even with the Canton versus XRP, people were thinking that Canton and XRP were against each other, and Canton and XRP do two different things. Canton does more security. Well, let's get into Canton anyway. Let's get into that. Canton builds private compliance rails. Basically, there's private between two users, but it's compliant and institutional and for banks. So basically, two banks could share the information privately. That's what they do. Two different things. XRP boosts value. Two different things. just want to say that. So I want to get into that. So it's different. Canton builds privacy compliant rails. XRP moves liquidity between them. Okay? Just want to say that. So, let me see. Sorry about that. Eyelash fall around things. So private Canton is more private permission built for regulated institutions focused on RWA tokenization. Okay, they do damn smart contracts. So they do more designed for like Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, big TradFi companies for privacy, compliance, and data protection and controlled access. Okay, XRP. You already know what XRP does. Moves monies, liquidity, cross-border settlement. That's what XRP does. Does FX swaps in seconds. That's what XRP does. XRP does not do RWAs. Okay? Two different things. So just wanted to get in there when people talking about Canton and just wanted to separate the two. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that everybody understands that. And then tomorrow, like I said, I got an episode coming out tomorrow. So take a look at that. And I just wanted to go over all that stuff because I know we had a lot. And also, you know about ZBEC, the super app that we talked about earlier this week. You know what the super app is? Basically, it's a dashboard. All right? That's what it is. Understand that. It's a dashboard that allows clients to go ahead and pay out in USDC. Okay? On a dashboard. Just want to let you know that. And it's on a desktop, and they got one coming mobile. And if you want to look at that, I got an episode on that also. I know it was a lot. So basically, it's the dashboard where you could do payroll right on the desktop. All right? So that's what that does. I know there's a whole lot. Ooh, damn, we went over a whole lot, man. So on this dashboard, so you understand the dashboard. So before, so you understand, with ZBEC, you have the credit card, then you have staking, then you have payroll. So what happened is dashboard, now you could do all in one. So you don't have to go to different apps. Like before you had to go to a different app, go stake. And then you had to download a different app to stake. Then you would go to a different app to go use the credit card, the silver card and the carbon card. Then you go to an app to go ahead and do payroll and USDT. So what they did now, they just went and did one app that you could do it all in one. Voila. That's why they call it a super app. And this is a desktop version. So soon they'll have it on a mobile phone. So basically you can do payroll, credit cards, staking, treasury, and stablecoin integration, which is USDC. So basically, remember when ZBEC's paying you out, it's paying you out in USDC. So that's why ZBEC does. All right, so that's the ZBEC super app. You guys get it? ZBEC super app. You could do the carbon card. You could do staking, payroll, treasury, and also pay USDC all on one application. So basically, if you run your own business, you can have a card right there, go on the dashboard, move the money to the card. Oh, I want to pay Joe Smo or Jane Smo. Listen, do. Payroll, send it to him in USDC. Okay? That's USDC. That's the banks take USDC. That's circle. You pay them out. Wow, boom. Now say you want to do staking. That means when you stake the amount of money for a certain amount of time and they pay you to stake it. Basically, you lock up your coins and they pay you to stake it. So you can do this on the app and stake your ZBEC and get paid on it. I don't know what the time, how long you got to stake it for, but you could do that also. All right, and then you have treasuries, treasury tools, and then stablecoin integration. And they also take a WLFI coin too. So it's not only USDC. They also take WLFI, which remember WLFI has a stable coin, which is USDC1, and they also have the token. So they can also pay you out in USDC and USD1. So just wanted to let you know that's what the super app is. So you got it. So I know it's a lot. It's a lot of information. You know what I'm saying? But I know you guys learned a lot because I learned a lot. So you understand what the XRP DTC, remember the DTC is Depository Trust Clearing Corporation. They started because in 1960, there was a paper crisis. Remember when I told you before, they used to pay stocks, they give you paper. You ever watch Donnie Lynn, appreciate the love. You ever watch the Wolf of Wall Street? Remember when they handed on the papers and everybody's grabbing papers and they doing it, hey, I'll buy it for $2, you, and they throwing the paper. So those were actual receipts for the trade. Okay, when you used to do that paper, you say you want to buy Apple, here's your receipt, the paper. So that's what you do. So that was your paper receipt. But what happened was the Wall Street took off. It was a boom, it exploded. There was high volume. They couldn't keep up with the paper. It was going too fast. So what happened was the institutions were losing their money because they couldn't keep up with the paper. All right. So what happened? They came out in 1973 with a DTC. So they took it from paper and made it electronic. So now they could keep up with it. Because literally, institutions and brokerages were going out of business because they couldn't keep up with it. So now the electronic receipt was there. Now it could keep up with all the trades. That's what the DTC is. It's an accounting. Keeps up with all the trades. Then 1976, they came out with the NSCC, the National Securities Clearing Corporation. They're the clearinghouse. They clears the monies. They make sure now, after the trade's done, that everybody gets paid. They like the referee. If I was gonna make a trade, you was gonna make a trade, just like manager, we're playing dice. We had the casino, the DTCC is the casino. There goes the referee. We put up our money. He holds the money. He makes sure that the dice game is done. When the dice game is done, he makes sure who gets paid, who wins, you get paid. The clearinghouse clears the money. Okay? It takes 1 or 2 days for you to get paid, but it clears the money. Says, okay, boom, Dcryptofan, you got the money. Or boom, Joe Jane, you got the money. You understand? That's what that does. So they came out with that in 1966. Then in 1999, they brought them together. Instead of calling it DTC and NSCC, they just call it DTCC. So it had a C to it. All right? So that's what they did. So now that's what controls the $3.quadrillion in Wall Street. So the DTC handles all the stocks and ETFs in Wall Street. And the NSCC makes sure that everybody gets paid on the trades on these ETFs. So Ripple Prime now just connected to that $3 quadrillion. So now institutions can go through Ripple Prime and banks go to Ripple Prime to go ahead and get trades. And then NST will pay the clearing on Ripple. So now Ripple they're part of the system. Ripple Prime, because they bought the brokerage that used to be hitting the road. But not only that, they also hooked up now to Coinbase. Yeah, they ain't stop with hooking up with NSDC. They hooked up with Coinbase. So now they got hooked up with NSCC that does the clearinghouse for stocks and ETFs. But now they need somebody who does the clearinghouse for blockchain and crypto. So then they got hooked up with Nodal Clear. Nodal Clear does the same thing as NSCC. With the clearinghouse paying out, the referee that pays out. Now they got one that does it for blockchain. So now Ripple Prime makes sure that the institutions can get paid. Either you're doing blockchain trading, doing bets. So basically, like, yo, you want to do bets over there with blockchain? Now he will pay you. That's our boy. You want to do paid on stocks? NSCC will pay you. That's our boy. And they're backed by the federal government. It's real. Let's go. Feel me? That's how it goes. That's how these guys are smart when they did Ripple Prime, man. They were Ripple Prime. So now he goes try to get very slick. So now, here's how everything is real wild with this move. All right? They ain't report this, but this is the move that I see that they're trying to make. This is my opinion. So what happens now with Wall Street? Remember when I told you that the clearinghouse, when they finished doing that bet, they got something that they call T2, which is trading plus 2 days. Okay? So what happens now, since 2024, they took it to trading 1. Meaning that after you do the trade to settle for you get paid, it takes one trading day plus 1. So basically 2 days for you to settle. Now, the clearinghouse just clears the money. You can go ahead and use XRP Ledger to after the trade is done, you can use XRP Ledger to clear that, to settle that money after it's clear. Remember, XRP, RLUSD is the liquidity. So you go ahead and take that to collateral, RLUSD, go on to XRP Ledger and pay it out in 3.5 seconds to whatever currency they need to get paid. That's why things can get real crazy. Because now, the same way you can pay out that money in 3-5 seconds, like say right now, I want to go ahead and I want to buy Apple. I gotta wait till Monday. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. It's extreme. Appreciate the love. I gotta wait till Monday. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the gifts. I gotta wait till Monday. And after on Monday, I gotta put the money in there and I gotta wait for 2-3 days for that money to settle. Now imagine if I XRP Ledger and I want to buy that stock. I got that money settled in 3-5 seconds because I use RLUSD as collateral, mix it over there, settles, boom. Crypto Badger, appreciate you. Now I could buy that stock. Guess what? XRP has that liquidity. You remember what I told you how liquidity is? That's liquid money right now. And they have atomic settlement. Y'all see the game? Y'all see the game? Do you see how the game can get real? If they can get to the point where you use an XRP ledger to settle all of it, Jesus Christ. I don't want to put that in the air. I don't even want to put that in the air. It's very scary. That's very, very scary. That's stranger danger. That's stranger danger mode. That's like, boy, that's like, man, the cold water. That's mode that feel like everybody. You ever watch that movie where you ever watch not even the movie, you ever watch Game of Thrones? Where they made sure they killed all Robert Baratheon's bastard sons. Boy, let me tell you, boy, if a lot of y'all go missing, if a lot of y'all go missing, Dcryptofan goes missing. You know what time it was? That was the XRP, y'all. It was that XRP, baby. When you're talking about that type of skill that they're talking about, if you're talking about settlement of the crypto market using XRP Ledger and RLUSD for settlement, and using XRP to move that settlement, then you're talking about tokenization. You're talking about them tokenizing all of the housing market. You're talking about $300 trillion. And you're talking about the settlement rails, using XRP settlement rails. Because you already see Ando already did 185 million in treasuries. When you start talking about XRP for settlement rails and the type of movement it's going to take, this gets crazy. And then here's another thing we talked about. We talked about Kraken. I forgot about that. And the things I got to do an episode on that. So Kraken just became the first bank that's connected to the Fed. That means that they can go ahead and get ACH, FedWire, straight from the Fed. They went and applied from that. Wyoming, they saw that crypto companies were struggling. So they went and opened a bill in 2018 and 2019 that Kraken fell into in 2020. So Kraken went ahead and applied for this bill to become a bank charter. So now Wyoming, they had to go ahead and gave them a law, but it said only one condition. You can't be like banks and be in fractions, in fractional lending, meaning that if you have 1,000, they can lend out 10,000. They say you have to have 100% reserve. So Kraken got 100% reserve. They went ahead and sent the application to Kansas. So it took 5 years. They just got the approval, I think 2 days ago. So now they can go ahead and lend out 100%, but they have, lend out money, but they have to have 100% reserves. This is wild. Right? So that's just want to get into that. Things are getting very, very, very wild. Olivia says, what the are you talking about? Olivia, I'm talking about finances. Olivia says, what the Olivia, we're talking crypto. We're talking Kraken right now. We're talking, it goes a little fast right now. We're talking about crypto exchanges becoming banks. and to the point where they could go ahead and lend out money. That's what we're talking about. And the first one just got connected to the Fed, where they could go ahead and do ACH and do Fed now. So we're talking about the Kraken. That's it's crypto exchange that now is a bank. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're talking about. That was hilarious. Say what the? And I don't know what curse word it could have been. Any curse word. Like it could have been any what kind of shit. I don't know why I took the S. What? I don't know why I picked that out of everything. But yeah, that's wild. Ay, it's crazy, man. I know this is a lot of stuff to digest and everything. That's funny. What is this you're talking? I guess it would be a lot when when you when you just coming into it, I guess it would be a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of information. It's definitely a lot of information to digest. That much I would say. That what how much was that was hilarious. You know what kind of shit you talking. Sometimes when I read these comments, it's hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Money 24/7. It's wild, man. It's wild. Let me tell you, it's a lot to hear. And like when you start talking about DTC, NSCC, you start talking about NOLD, and it's a lot of information that I know to absorb and everything. That's why I try to take my time and explain it. And that's why I'm gonna do these episodes. So I'm gonna do the episode, the next one, the episode you see tomorrow, it's gonna explain the DTC and it's gonna explain the NSCC. Then I'm gonna do the episode on Coinbase, and then I'll do the one on Kraken. 1, 2, 3, so you can kind of see how it all flows together. Maybe I should do Kraken first. No, we'll do Coinbase and then I'll do Kraken. But tomorrow morning I'm gonna drop that one on the so I can explain exactly a little bit more in detail. And I think it's a little bit more when people can actually see illustrations. I do illustrations, you know what I'm saying? You say do Kraken first. You think I should do Kraken before you think I should do Kraken before the Coinbase one with the derivatives? You guys think so? You think I should do Kraken one before? You don't think I should do it like storyline, do first the NATC, then do Coinbase so we can explain the derivatives and then explain and then do the Kraken, because I think then after that it'll kind of flow. What y'all think? Which order you think? You think I should do Coinbase, explain the derivatives and the futures that the institutions could come by, and then explain Kraken, get into the becoming a bank? What order y'all think I should do, man? Y'all tell me. Y'all tell me. Y'all actually I do it for y'all anyway. So y'all tell me the order. Coinbase, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking Coinbase, because tomorrow's gonna be the NSC first, then Coinbase, and then will be Kraken. Because first you got to understand where we derive from, how the DTC derived, and how they came out in 1973 to 1976. Then understand the brokerage. Once you understand the brokerage, understand how they can get their monies and the clearance, then you can understand Coinbase. Now institutions going through prime brokerage to go to Coinbase. Then he comes Kraken, comes the bank. Then now we can explain Ripple, the reason why they want the bank. Yeah, because Ripple, they filed for a charter bank too. So once you understand what Kraken is doing, then you understand what Ripple's doing. Why? You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you, man, I did some serious homework on that. And wait till y'all see the one I did tomorrow, man. I think I did great work on that one, man. I went in on the research on that. I feel like a kid. I feel like a kid doing homework, man. I feel like I did an essay, but this is an essay that I wanted to do. I feel like a kid that wanted to do an essay that he wanted to do. I went digging, and I went digging for some great information. Like that paper crisis of 1960 is crazy. Literally, there was a paper crisis. Wow. Tell you, man. So I'm gonna post that tomorrow morning because somehow the analytics was saying to do it at 2:00. On Saturday. People ain't watching TikTok at 2:00. People my age, they got things to do. They probably will wake up watching in the morning, and then they're going by their day. I don't see people my age on TikTok really on Saturday all day. So I figure post it early in the morning, like, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I figure that's more time that people will go ahead and scroll, and then they'll then probably come back up probably 1, 2 o'clock. That's what I'm thinking on Saturday, because I usually don't post on Saturdays. I usually post during the weekdays, but I'm thinking for Saturday, I'm thinking early morning, because I don't think anybody, if y'all my age, you might jump on your coffee, you know what I'm saying, watch early, and then that's your day off. Yeah, we ain't got no time to be on the social media like that. We shucking and jiving. Maybe if you stopping still, but we ain't them young people like this. We moving. Now, if it's some boredom, then we go ahead and then we'll watch that. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm thinking. But that episode is 7 minutes long, man. But it's great work, man. I like that work. The last post I did, actually, the Coinbase one, that thing went up to 13,000 views. Yeah, 13,000 views, and actually gained us 333 followers. So that post yesterday really did good. So that Coinbase, people were really interested. Oh no, sorry, it wasn't Coinbase. What I'm talking about? That was the Trump. Oh my God, I forgot about that one. Oh, for God, this week, man, there was so much stuff this week. So Trump, oh my Lord, before I get off, let me get into that. Man, I forgot about that. So the President Trump went on Truth Social. Damn, how did I forget about that? Damn. Man, we had so much information this week. Damn. Let me tell you, man. Hey, let me tell you, and you won't see it in the price, but this isn't so much information that when that price goes, it feels like this information is like wrapping it up. It's like a spring. Like you keep putting that spring on information, and then boom, pause. But anyway, so Trump went on Truth Social and he threatened the banks to go ahead and get the deal done with the exchanges. Okay, he told the banks to stop undermining the crypto advancement in America. Literally, he told the banks that on Truth Social. Okay, he said the banks have made the most profit that they've ever seen. And right now, for y'all who don't know what's going on, there's the Clarity Act. This is what they call the Genius Act and the Clarity Act. Before I get off, let me break that down. I don't believe I didn't break that down. I'm so sorry. So the Genius Act basically is a bill that gives rules to stable coins. What is a stable coin? A digital dollar. That's basically the RLUSD, USDT. And if you look on the USDT, it's $185 billion. Then you have the second bigger one, which was US Circle, which is about, I think, $78 billion. Okay? And their max supply is their circulating supply. That's another thing. Fun fact you should know. So RLUSD. So these are stable coins. So basically they're governed by the federal government. They're governed by United States. So they basically had these stable coins are pegged to the dollar. They're digital dollars, which only can be moved between banks and institutions. You ain't gonna make your own digital dollars. So don't even gonna try to do that. All right. So that's what that is. So that's what the Genius Act does. It basically makes the rules for stablecoins. Then now they got what they call the Clarity Act. What is the Clarity Act? The Clarity Act decides which either you're a security or you're a commodity. Okay? What's a security? You're under the SEC regulation. You got to go through the brokerage. What is a commodity? Commodities like gold, silver, corn, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and now the 8 coins that made it through January 1st, XRP, Solana, HBAR, Litecoin, Chainlink. Those are now commodities. Follow me? So what happened is now that law got on pause. And I ain't talking about that pause we be talking about, real pause. Because what happened now, Brian Armstrong from Coinbase and the banks are arguing over what they call yields. You know what yields are? Basically, the banks in America, that's how they make their money. So America has $6.6 trillion in deposits. Well, let me tell you, everything sounds so small when you're talking about that $3 quadrillion when you're talking about with that DTCC. Now, when I say trillion, it doesn't seem so big when you say 3 quadrillion and you're talking about $3,000 trillion. It's crazy. But anyway, let's get back to this. So, what was that? That three quadrillion got me like, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, you got $6.6 trillion that's in the savings, deposits. So what happens now, the banks make 4 to 5% yearly. So that's $240 billion to $340 billion a year. The banks are scared they're going to lose that. So what happened now, the exchanges, they want to pay you the 4 to 5%. So you're saying why? Now the exchanges, they made $364 million last quarter off of fees and transactions. And in 2024, they made $911 million. This year, they were in the billions. So they make their money too. All right. Now, what's the difference? When you're with the bank, they go ahead and insure your money up to $250,000 through the FDIC. So you're insured through the savings up to $250,000. When you with the Coinbase, take it from me, I got $54,000. I was not insured. All right. So that's why you're not insured over there. Just to make sure you understand that. So that's why the Clarity Act is on hold right now, because they want to get paid on the yields. So President Trump came and told the banks, stop holding it up. Let's get this passed, because he says he wants America to be the crypto capital of the world. But the problem with that is the world is moving past beyond us. UK is moving faster than the United States. Europe is moving faster than the United States. Japan is moving faster than the United States. Australia is moving faster than the United States. The world is moving faster than the United States. Just want to put that in. That's actual facts. Doesn't mean I'm not a patriot. I'm just speaking facts. One thing I don't do is we don't do politics. We don't do religion here. All right? I'm a patriot, but facts is facts. They're moving faster. Wow. The Senate's called on the Clarity Act. This is an actual fact. All right? But anyway, I just wanted to get into all that. Whoa, that was a long why. We dropped a lot this week, huh? Woo. When I think of the summary this week, whoo, that was a real recap of the week, huh? Did everybody follow me on this recap? I hope this recap was good, man. I hope that was a good recap. I hope so, man. That we talked about so much this week. You know what I'm saying? That it's a lot. Were you guys follow me? Was I moving too fast in this conversation, or I just want to make sure that I'm explaining it well, that I'm not breaking it down and you guys are like, what? What the hell did he just say? What the freak? You know what I'm saying? Like, people just looking at me like, what the hell? Dude, shut the hell up, man. Say, all right. Thank you. That's dope. Okay. Just got here. Can you repeat it? Hey, that was good, man. Say it 3 times real quick, right? Yo, it's a lot. Let me tell you, man, it's a lot of information. That's why I do these episodes, that you can go back and play them. And I also put these back on YouTube, so you can go back and watch it on YouTube and everything else like that. I replay all this information on YouTube. And this episode I'm gonna drop tomorrow, it's gonna be more detailed. Because those are more scripted. Like, those episodes, I write the script, so I take my time and I rewrite them. And let me tell you, those scripts that I write, those episodes, sometimes just the editing takes me 2 hours, because I edited everything myself. And then writing that script, no lie, writing that script usually takes me about 2 hours to write that script, just to make sure that everything's lined up. And then I'll go do research. And I'm trying to get better and better at writing those scripts for those episodes. So yeah, so I'm trying to make them really flow and go. So it's been a working process, but I feel like I'm getting better. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get at these newscasters. I want to get these newscasters. You hear me? BCC. You know what I'm saying? We're going worldwide, baby. You already know how we do. We global over here. We are global. So that's basically what I've been trying to do. So I've been writing the episode. I can't wait to show that to y'all tomorrow, man. I'm excited about that episode, and I did a lot of research on it. I'm excited. And sometimes the ones you get excited about be the ones that don't get no views. You know what I'm saying? And actually, the analytics say I should wait till Monday because there's really they don't really think Saturday and Sunday is a good time to drop episode. But I got a little excited, and I should wait till Monday. But you know what? I'll do that Coinbase Monday. I'm gonna drop that thing tomorrow. I'm gonna drop it tomorrow, man. Angel says, let's see, absolutely love your lives. You are so happy and think that you're a genuine person. Thank you. Oh, thank you, man. Thank you so much, man. I thought that was gonna go left. Hey, I thought that was gonna go left. Well, I was like, what? This was gonna left. I was like, man, you should have read that before you read it out loud. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Thank you to be appreciated, man. Because I try to really do it. Try and do a better job at it and trying to get better. I'm trying to get real good at this. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see what it looks like a year from now, 2 years from now, and all this information flowing. And I really can't wait to see. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to learn as much as I can. Yeah, it's crazy. Just even learning. Even learning about that paper crisis. That's wild. Like those are wild stories. And then them having to come out with the DTCC in 1973, and then kind of to come out with the NSCC in 1976. Then when you look at the Clarity Act, just look at it all. When you see what they do with derivatives and the futures, and you see all these moves that they're doing behind the scenes, it's like, God damn, boy, these boys are smart and slick. And you got to have smart people to know to make these moves, man. You know what I'm saying? Jerry, appreciate it, man. Thank you, Jerry. Is that Jerry? Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, man. So, my thoughts on Solana. Let me tell you, man. Solana's the future, man. Solana, Ethereum. That's what these companies are going to be building all their smart contracts, all the NFTs, all the applications on top of those two. And Solano's actually ISO. Of course, Ethereum's been around forever. So yeah. But I think there's a space where they both can live. It's like having two different malls. You can have a mall. You can have a mall like with outlets, and then you can have the mall that you walk into. They both like that. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what they both are. So Solano, I've been buying up Solano since October 10th. So yeah, I'm definitely a fan of Solano. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, so just wanted to say that. But anyway, man, it's Friday. You know what I'm saying? We had a long week with a lot of information, man. Damn, like me going over the information, I'm like, damn, we did, boy, this was a week of education for all of us, man. Wow. Now that I'm doing the recap, just thinking about, we talked about Canton, the Canton versus XRP, right? We did that. Then we did the Clarity Act, the hold up with the Clarity Act, we did the Trump social. We did the Coinbase. We did the Kraken. Then we did Ripple Prime with the DTC and the NSCC. Boy, wow. That's a lot of information, man. Damn. I tell you, we went to college, man. Hey, this is not even college. This is MIT. Damn. And let me tell you, I didn't pay this much attention in school. I'll tell you that much. I did not pay. It's funny when money's involved, how you pay attention, ain't it? Ain't money when you got skin in the game and it's some money, boy, you become a genius, huh? When you got your money in the game, isn't it wild? When you got money involved, how serious you take it, man. Let me tell you, man. Yo, it's crazy, man. Yo, it is wild, man. It is wild, man. It is wild, ain't it? It's very wild how we pay attention and how we study this thing, man. It's crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Thank you. Taz, thank you so much, man. Thank you for all the efforts, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you for letting me know that you appreciate me. Thank you. Hey, I really appreciate y'all letting me know that you appreciate me, because it gives me confidence to keep it going, and also does let me know, because sometimes I really don't know how you guys take this information, if you're feeling it, if you're not, if I'm going the wrong way, if I'm going the right way. So I really appreciate you guys giving me your feedback. It really helps me build and get better at this. I look at some of my old content when I first started, and I'm like, damn, yeah, you gotten a lot better. So y'all, I'm happy y'all helped me grow. Yes, Vibe Babies, we are crypto gang, 100%. We are all crypto gang. Like I told you, there's one thing that all of us have in common sense. You know what I'm saying? We the 1%. You know what I'm saying? And we are global. Let me tell you, that last chat, boy, they went to Nigeria. Let me tell you, that last one I posted, boy, Nigeria was in the building, baby. Woo! They loving us in Africa, man. Hey, they love the chat over. Hey, they love the chat in Africa. I'll tell you that much, boy. They loving us over there, man. I'm not gonna lie, we global. And they love us in Australia too. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Let me tell you something. Appreciate Jonathan Buckman. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for letting me know I'm doing a good job, man. I'm really, really trying. Extreme Deep Invader, V-Chain. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you, V-Chain is one of the other coins. I remember I told you I got coins that's down 99%. V-Chain, I'm down like 89%. God damn, I'm down on V-Chain. But let me tell you something, man. The way that they're talking about moving goods and the way that they're talking about tokenization and the tokenization of paper, and then now you're talking about the movement of goods. There's nothing that I know that's better than V-Chain as far as supply and moving. Moving V-Chain, don't try to tell you. This guy's crazy, dog. This guy crazy. You got me, dog. You always get me with that right there, boy. You good, boy. Your time is crazy. He wait till I'm reading everything. Oh man. Hey, let me tell you, V-Chain get the 10 cents, boy. I'll make me a nice, let me tell you, I'll make me a nice little something. You know what I'm saying? I'll make me a nice little something. You know what I'm trying to tell you, man? Shoot, I think I got half a million V-Chain. I ain't gonna hold you. 10 cents, boy. Let me get that. Let me get that 50,000. Let me get that 50,000. I ain't gonna hold you. But anyway, man, it's Dcryptofan. What all we do is talk crypto, make it easy for you to learn. No hype, no cap. It's Monday. We had a great week. This was I think one of our best weeks as far as information. I know it doesn't show up in the price, but let me tell you, man, that was some great confident news that showed up as far as infrastructure. And you guys probably don't understand what I mean as far as infrastructure. $3 quadrillion hooking up with Ripple Prime doesn't happen with garbage companies. Coinbase and institutions, and now Ripple Prime doing derivatives, doesn't happen to cornball companies. Cracking, getting a bank and having that reserve on deck to be 100% reserve doesn't happen by failure. They're backing theirs up to 100% reserve. Your banks don't back up 100%. You think that crypto's going somewhere? They're setting themselves up. This right here, people better wake up, man. This thing ain't going nowhere. These ain't meme coins. Just telling you. Just watch out now. Pay attention. And somebody came on the other day that was like, what should I do? I was thinking about it. What you should do if you don't know what's going on, go watch the episodes. Start from the first episode I dropped and keep going all the way up. You're going to learn something. Or go to YouTube, watch the first episode I dropped, and you're going to learn. Watch every episode, you'll learn something, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? What Charlie Anthony says, I'm paying the first 5 people to message me. Yeah, y'all better be careful out here. This scam time. Y'all be scam. Y'all go ahead and message somebody and be looking crazy out here. y'all be messaging somebody look crazy anyway, man. It's Dcryptofan. Be safe out there, man. I'm gonna see y'all Monday. You know what I'm saying? Love the family. Please be safe out there. Let me see y'all Monday, man. And we see what kind of news going on for this weekend. Crypto is, crypto doesn't sleep. So we see what happened this weekend. I'm gonna drop that episode in the morning, man. I did a lot of work on that episode. Check it out. It's gonna be out tomorrow, man. I did a lot of work on it. It's like 7 minutes long, but it breaks down the NTCC and then breaks down the NSCC and breaks down that $3 quadrillion, that 3,000 trillion. Yeah, we talking about that. That's what we talking about on that episode. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, great weekend. You already know. Love y'all like cook food. Mañana.